I'm a couple minutes late because I went to put my eye drops in this morning, and I put trace mineral in my eyes.
Oh shit.
So my eyes start burning, and I go, Jesus Christ. And then I look at the bottle, and I put my glass kind of, fuck, I got the wrong stuff in my eyes. So I'm staggering around trying to get to the bathroom and put a bottle in my eyes. And I thought, well, what if I can't read the goddamn slides? And then I thought to myself, I can do this shit blind anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I can do this shit blind anyway. And it made me think that probably if I didn't have to look at your faces, it'd be better. It'd be significantly better, you know? When I say something and I ask a question, you all look, you know, like I'm talking Martian or something. Last night you went out, or most of you went out, a couple of you didn't. And, where'd you go to eat?
Mom.
Quay Montrose.
The key.
The key.
I don't know.
This place
The
called
Key.
Which is that?
In Montrose, I think you went there with Angus before.
Oh, that's more upmarket.
It's very
Isn't
nice
it?
place.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Okay, well, I hope the food was all right. Last time I was there, the local drug lord, the Montrose Stroke Angus guy that runs drugs here, was having dinner apparently with his wife, and looked like a scene from The Godfather, except the Scottish edition of that. We got a new guy, okay?
Better looking guy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We won't tell your life.
Okay. Excuse me. So anyway, after I staggered around for 2-3 minutes, and I realized that I could see again, then I got over here right away. Today is more about finance. Today's about more role playing. Tomorrow is the more about how you actually put it into practice. I'm going to give tomorrow a presentation both ways, where I'm the guy looking for money, and I'm the guy that's the banker that is trying to keep you ostensibly from getting the money, so you can just see what it should look like. A couple of years ago, I was just reading an email from Bruce Whipple about I forget what year it was. What was the year of the
2010.
2010?
October.
Okay, he and Basilio Chen, the head of the Chen dynasty, the 26,000 Chen, the rule of the world, or something like that, did the role playing. They were really good, really slick. And of course, Bruce has done it a long, long time, and so has Basilio. So, I mean, it was very good. But he sent an email to say good luck for the last couple of days. He also sent another email, and he said, I think I already mentioned that in the previous email, where he said that Marcus has made a lot of improvement on his role-playing. And he says, I assume that that's how he really talks to him in the Eastern European countries. I says, yes, that's how he really talks to him. And I bring this up for a reason. When you're in London, they're more polite. Same result, but more polite. When you're interviewing, or either for somebody on the board, or you're interviewing a financial institution because you want them to seriously consider your project. When you're in New York, they're not so polite. They're very straightforward, and the meetings are normally shorter. When you're in California, where their brains are too baked by the fucking sun, they're normally more polite. Hey baby, how you doing? Let's do lunch. You know, and they kiss you on the cheek. So it varies. In Japan, they're very polite. In Shanghai, Beijing, they're polite, short but polite. In South Africa, they're not so polite. So it varies what arena that you're in and where you're pitching. I have very little experience other than with financial institutions, them trying to get money out of me in the Philippines. So I can't really tell you, and normally my answer is no. And we've already talked about when to say no. But the thing that Marcus brought up yesterday, which is really critically important, is time's money. Time's money. And you want to be told no quickly. And even though that's not going to be good for your self-esteem, that's not going to be good for your self-image, it won't be good for your self-worth and all the things we've talked about for 3.5 days in the beginning. But by the end, it will be good for your self-esteem, your self-image, etc., because you'll be used to taking the truth and candor quickly. Because at the end of the day, it's a numbers game. Getting money for your deal, getting board members, getting professional accountants and lawyers, etc., it's a numbers game. Some of you will be much better at it and be able to get it the first 2 or 3 people you talk to. Some of you won't. Some of you will have to make some mistakes. As I've said before, I would start with small regional firms for accounting and law firms, practice, and then work your way up to the big firms. So whatever mistakes you made it where it doesn't count too much. The alternative to that is, or not the alternative, the risk there is if you are good, then you're going to be getting a bunch of regional people to be on your dream team. But you can always change the dream team. I don't recommend it, but you can always change it. So today, when we were talking, when we finished up, we were talking about companies that started with next to nothing, that were on Fortune 500 companies, Apple, Nordstrom, Dell, etc., Mattel. And we overestimate how much money we need to get in business. Most of the people that filled out the forms, and I'm almost done interviewing everybody now, said that they don't have enough capital or they need capital. Not everybody, but almost everybody. But the truth of the matter is, when we say that we're undercapitalized, it's not undercapitalized necessarily from the time we started the company, but it's undercapitalized because we grew faster than we had anticipated. So, as I said yesterday, and I've been written up in the Financial Times and other things, I was always called Dan the Money Man, because I always believed, as I did when I was young, you could never have too much sex, you could never have too much money. So I was always with my coffers full of cash, because you never know what the opportunity is going to present itself when you can do something a little special. And that's why at the close yesterday we were talking about Google and Microsoft and all these big companies have just huge amounts of cash. And Warren Buffett and guys like that have huge amounts of cash. And they used to call it war chests. I don't know if they call it that anymore. But what you want to do from the beginning is start to build up your war chest. Are there any questions about anything we've covered so far? Okay, well, we're good. Okay.
Aaron, I was thinking that maybe there could be some situations when you don't want the fast no, because maybe that limits a bit the conversion. Maybe you have some potential banks or finance institutions that you just want to go with them because going with them gives you better opportunities overall for the project. I can refer, for example, to high-tech project. Maybe if you go with some, I don't know, some angel funds or some venture capitalists that have also very good connections. It's also the thing that I heard, you don't want only money, you want smart money.
Yeah,
is that
for sure. No, that's true. Yeah. Well, okay, you want smart money, and smart money, you don't just want money, you want contacts, you want to build a rapport, because just because they tell you no the first time doesn't mean they're going to tell you no the second time. And you would rather have somebody that can do more for you than just put money in your deal. Contacts, another deal, a deal that they decided to pass on, but you could take yourself and put it in your own portfolio. But you're going to be talking to a lot of people, and you're not going to have time to romance everybody. So you're going to have to learn and choose, learn to choose, and learn again when to say no. And obviously, if you were sitting down with Steve Jobs when he was still alive, you know, you'd want the conversation to last as long as possible, because one, you're going to learn from him. You would have learned from him. Number two, he has an inordinate amount of contacts, not only through Silicon Valley, but all over the world. The same with many of the other people that we've named here. Unfortunately, those guys have the shortest time fuses. As I told you a couple days ago, Bill Gates used to split his calendar, his diary up in every 6 minutes. So you got 6 minutes. So it's not like you're gonna, you can't even have 2 sips of coffee in 6 minutes. At least I can't, because I don't like hot coffee. I like it to cool off, or tea. So it's going to be a learning experience for you. You're going to, you're going to get some scar tissue. For those of you that don't have gray hair yet, you're going to get some gray hair. You're going to be nervous, and remember when you're going to see these people, dry your hands off. Because the last thing they want to know is, when you shake hands with them and your hand's wet, because, okay, what does that mean? Well, he's nervous. Is he lying? Is he going to cheat me? Is he going to fraud me? Etc., etc. So dry your hands off. And I think I told you a few days ago where I canceled the meeting once because, not once, we were going up the elevator and the guy I thought he was going to have a conniption, a heart attack because he was shaking so much. But Chip's right. There are different horses for different courses, but you're going to have to learn how to develop that sixth sense on your own. Because your anchor chairman or your dream team isn't always going to be with you, but that's a good point. And I don't think I mentioned it before. Somebody from your dream team should be going to these financial institutions, either the accountant or the financial guy or the transaction guy, especially in the beginning, because you're not going to be, no matter how many times we go over this and no matter how many times we do role playing, you're not going to have it down to the 3 or 4 or 6 points, because it's not 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 points, because they're going to ask you questions that you're not prepared for. Even the Germans, they're going to ask the Germans questions that they're not prepared for. And they want to see how you react. Because remember, that's the honeymoon. It's never going to get better than that. Never. And they know it and you know it. And so if you act in an unprofessional way, or you can't answer, or you just stutter, I mean, there's so many opportunities because they've got hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people that are trying to raise finance for their transactions, their dreams. They're going to pick the guy or the gal that is the best prepared one, the guy or the gal that there's some chemistry with them that they can build upon, the guy or the gal that it's their dream. Because I've told you many, many times, I would rather have a great guy or gal that believes in their dream that has just a mediocre plan than one with a 5-star plan and it's not their dream, it's just another deal to them. It's just another deal to them. Any other questions? Okay, thanks, Megan.